What's up, you guys? It's your boy Miguel giving you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we're covering night shift versus day shift workflow in the ER. So to give you context or credentials, I do Xray. I've been doing it for 4 years, night shift. Work a lot of overtime, so I do dabble in the day shift a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean I average about 50 hours of overtime extra. So I a lot. So as far as ER, just ER, we're just talking about the ER here. The workflow dynamic amongst both X-rays and the relationship between the nurses and doctors, there's a whole different dynamic. Except we are essentially doing the same thing. You know, we both do X-rays, but as far as how the community and how the workflow goes will be different. Because in night shift, you have a few variables that day shift doesn't have. One, we already have less staff. So you can already count less staff during during night shift. We have morning portables, and there's only like 2 techs right now. Well, that's what it's always been. So there's that dynamic. And they know that at a certain time, we have to leave to go and do those. So they already know like a certain time. And we try to go around the same time, so they already kind of know. If they need something, try to get it in. If not, they're going to have to wait a little bit. That's kind of how it goes. During day shift, well, it doesn't really matter because you have so many people that even if they order stuff from the floor, you have the manpower to like take care of stuff. Or if everyone's shooting X-rays everywhere besides the ER, there's at least one person in the ER slowly tinkling down the stuff. So, but anyways, as far as workflow, I would say during the night, it's more of a team, which in daytime it is too, but it's more of a, let me do my own stuff and kind of don't really care about the other people, versus a night shift, like we'll get there, and especially if it's like very, very heavy, like the workflow, and the ER's kind of like at a point where it's overloaded for the night crew, because the night crew, less nurses and all that stuff. Like if the nurses see us and they're either about to stick or something's going on with them, they know like, okay, if we let them shoot it real quick, then we ain't got to deal with them no more. So like a lot of the times they'll see us, they'll let us shoot us, and we just go around, beep, 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 shoot them all, kind of do like a round, like a little sweep, and then come back, put everything in line, make sure no one called, make sure the floor is good, and we kind of wait there for a little bit. And then we're just constantly, I would say between 30 to 40 minutes, we just kind of do a little sweep, unless it's like trauma or stuff. Versus day shift, depending on like the doctor's stuff, it constantly feels like all the times I work during day shift, like in the morning, it'll be like super slow because the ER is like empty, but then slowly just people keep on coming, accidents and everything just stacks. And then it's just like a churning cycle over and over. Like, run, shoot like 10 X-rays, come back, there's like 10 more. And then you go do this, and then the floor, and then like everyone's running around. Like it's doable, and it's just tiring because you don't get that small little, just like, I guess, well, not really break, but like a kind of, you can't really let it sit because the doctors are like, what's this, what's that? Because they're constantly trying to like churn out patients or getting up to the floor or just keep it going. Because like though, even in the day shift, like the waiting room, sometimes I've seen it got clogged all the way to like 30 patients just out there. Versus night shift, we maybe get, like the most I've ever seen it was like 15, like at the most. But that the problem was with triages, they'll just like get them in there and then like order a bunch of stuff. So you constantly waiting room. Like there's a lot of like burning up a lot of time amongst the techs, versus like if they're already in the rooms and the stuff's already ordered, you can literally knock out I would even say 10 to 15 X-rays. And then like maybe if it's all chest X-rays, you could probably a minute a piece if no one's in there. Probably even shorter if like no nurse is in there. Like, but during day shift to get that much stuff done, you're not gonna get that in less than like 10 minutes. Everything will get prolonged. Like there's always blood work. Like there's a lot more people that clog up, even just being in the room with the patient. And with us being radiation, we have to like be careful. We can't just be exposing. Like we have to be, you know, the Alara. So like we have to be cognitively aware of like who's there, how to be careful. Because sometimes during like the night shift, you can just wheel someone in the back. As long as no one's within your little area of the X-ray, you can just shoot them in the hallway and it'll be fine. Because like from a radiation standpoint, it's fine. During daytime, you can't even do that because there's so many people that are there, both doctors, residents, students. Like there's too much, like it would be unethical to do it like that. And I would say that both have their own benefits, because I know not everyone wants to work night shift, but I would say it is a more calmer. And someone like me, I'm antisocial, so I really don't like dealing with a lot of people. So like in day shift, I feel like overstimulated, like there's too much going on. And like, but there is more help, but it's like it's too much. Like at night shift, it's like it's more calm. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are times, and I would say we would average, it's almost once a month, you just get hit hard. Like at least once a month, you'll just get like slammed to the point where you're almost like, should I call someone else in, or should I just, you know, take like a champ and just kind of knock it out? Because it's not like it's to the point where it's, you know, the whole thing, like the whole shift's gonna be like that. It's just kind of like a situational where everything just gets clammed at the same time. So like we'll be there by ourselves chilling, and then like the ER starts getting slammed. There's people on the floor call us, NICU, rapid, and like we just start scattering and try to do as much as we can. And at some points, there's been where like I'm in the trauma room, but the other techs with the other portable in trauma room, and then the floor's calling, and we're like, well, we're both in very high like life or death situations. Like someone's gonna have to wait. Like sometimes they've gotten mad, and they'll call like our manager, and like the manager's like, hey, so-and-so's calling, they haven't been able to reach you. And I'm like, well, they have, we told them. And they're like, they don't understand. And then we tell them the situation, and like he understands because he's worked night shift before. And we're like, well, what do you want us to do? Do you want to call someone in? Do you want to And then he's like, he'll like look at the reasoning, and he's like, it's not, they just want it now. But it's not like it's a life or death situation. Like if it would be rapid response or it'd be something else different, it would be just because they want it now. But it's not necessarily stat. Sometimes it will be even routine. They'll put it in compared to like day shift. Day shift is more notorious of you constantly having to go to the floor and coming back. And like day shift already doesn't like to do that. They'll kind of just wait and let them pile up. Us, unless they call us, we will go. If they don't call us, we won't go. So there's that kind of dynamic we deal with. And yeah, it's been your boy Miguel. See you on the next one.